grand. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Have we just been completely ambushed? You know... Alright, last episode, there was a thing that I was like... I wanna... We got bounty hunters, we got space, maybe we have bounty defenders? You're really nice. Really nice if we had... some other things. Sorry, what was I gonna say? Okay, there were two things that I had in mind, and maybe we'll get back to one of them. I don't think, by the way, okay. Just thinking that, like, at some point, you are going to run into a situation where the moon is completely, like, there is no light anywhere on the planet, and it's unfortunate, but it happens. But I, admittedly, am not an astrophysicist, and I did forget that stars are far more massive than planets, typically. Well, I guess that's not always true necessarily, though, right? I mean, like, there could be some crossover, but we're talking, like, a very large planet being, like, a very large gas giant, like a super Jupiter or something, and then, like, a very, very tiny, dense star. But I don't know the actual numbers off the top of my head. That doesn't matter too much, though. Not too much. I was laughing at something in the last episode, and then there was something that I could use as a segue to talk about Star Citizen, but, like, it should be a running tally to see how long it takes before I talk about Star Citizen. I mean, I think it's, like, somebody would have to dedicate their life to making an index of all of these videos, and I hope that one day I can do a series like this and have enough people follow along, and I can do things at maybe not necessarily a hugely slower process, but just like I mentioned, I want to do, you know, Star Citizen Galactic Guide, or whatever I'll call it, and like that will be way more sort of a premeditated thing. You'll know that, like, hey, I'm starting with the Stanton system, or, you know, and then you know what, like, there's a lot of knowledge already out there about the planets, and, you know, probably won't be a super insane thing. Anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. What I was going to talk about was Final Fantasy. So, I needed to diversify. I need to make sure that when I'm playing, well, maybe not diversify so much that I do something crazy like turn all of the characters in Final Fantasy 1 through 6 into furries. Except, I may as well. The thing is, like, for my streams, I had the plan of turning characters into the party members for 1 into Anthros, into my OCs. Am I just gonna run through this entire valley? We'll see. Sorry. Yeah. And I had plans, and, I just didn't, like, get that done fast enough, and actually, I have plans for Final Fantasy 3 as well. And when I go and do a Let's Play, a YouTube Let's Play, then I will go and make those sprites. What if I did it for all of Final Fantasy 1 through 6? I could do it for all of the games, sure, but I definitely cannot do models right now. I cannot do models for 7, let alone... Well, I can't do PS1 models, let alone PS2 and above. I would genuinely love... Well, I would love to be able to commission somebody to make a Rylu model that I could, you know, replace probably Vincent with, honestly. But, you know, I'd love to be able to do that. I don't, but that's it's a little bit much. And but when you get into the PS1 era, it's like a whole different thing. Frankly, like when you get like I don't feel too bad about, like, when I was playing through Final Fantasy II, the idea of like, oh, well, these are named characters and there's supposed to be the story going on. The idea of turning certain characters into OCs seems very odd. Maybe turning them into furries, just like, here's a furry version of, oh my god, why can't I remember main character in Final Fantasy II? It was Firin. And there was Firin... Was it Maria? No, it was Maria, because it was Maria! However, Shadow's voices. And there was Guy, and there was Leon! So, yeah, that was a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, seeing a wind farm gave me an idea. You know, what if, like, okay, what if you had a wind farm that exported power, that exported electricity from that planet to another planet? That would be so silly. Like, literally, like, you know, got a giant battery and just transported it and just got paid per wattage or whatever, per amp hour. And then, like, obviously that's a very silly idea. But also, you know, what if, like, right now there's like a giant push for, you know, very lightweight batteries. What if, like, not the future of battery technology, because we do need lightweight batteries. I mean, I've mentioned before that I think trains and more options for transport is good, so, like, I wouldn't... But I'm not going to totally and utterly, like, condemn the personal motor vehicle, right? Like, you know, it has its place, and, you know, if you're... It doesn't matter what option you're limited to. If you're limited to one option in terms of how you... in terms of personal transport, or in terms of, you know, how you move, you don't have freedom of movement or freedom of transport. You are tied to the car, you're tied to the bus, tied to the metro, tied to, you know, whatever. You want to have options, right? And there's a way, and there's ways to make all that work. But that being said, I And I mean, like, I don't know. I do like the idea of hydrogen-powered vehicles, but there are some trade-offs there. And like, for hydrogen-powered vehicles to become a thing, battery technology basically also in electric cars needs to be a thing. Basically, hydrogen power cars are hybrids, but instead of like, you know, slapping the battery onto a traditional internal combustion engine car, you're slapping the hydrogen power plant onto a hydrogen power plant onto a traditional electric car, if you will. And yeah, that's definitely, I think, definitely a thing. But you need batteries first. I don't know if I was blabbering on too much. The idea of having, like, maybe not, like, super heavy, but just, like, super dense, super efficient, super long-lasting batteries, even if, like, they're, like, way ludicrously too heavy, ludicrously impractical, to use in, like, any sort of vehicle. But would be great for like a power plant or like a, you know, storage, like a energy storage for a building. That could be something. If you have the technology and the research to do something like that, you know, I mean, everybody's looking for the, you know, super lightweight, how to make a super lightweight battery. Maybe just a more energy efficient battery is. Or a more dense, longer-lasting, still heavy battery is something that people might want. People want to be interested in. Sorry, I was talking about furry fantasy, and I was like, furry Final Fantasy, Final Furry to see? No, just probably furry fantasy. I don't know when. Probably is going to be limited by the fact that I do need to make the sprites for, that I need to make the sprites before I, go ahead and, you know, do stuff. That's probably going to be the limiting factor. And I do think that I don't want to put my OCs in place of named characters. I think it'd be okay with using Rylu as the main character for Final Fantasy II. That would be okay. I probably won't, but like that's okay. I mean, I'm going to stream all of the games first, and then do a Let's Play. So I'll see if there's anything. Like, I don't know about Final Fantasy V. Maybe I want to use Rylu as the main character for 5. I don't know. But I suppose
what can I do for you?
We'll see.
I'm really happy to see you.
It's definitely a thing to consider. But yeah, I mean, and I don't Final Fantasy probably isn't going to happen soon. But you know what? Honestly, if I do one episode of Starfield Galactic Guide per weekday, 2026? I can see 2026 being the year I start that. I don't know, we'll see. Till next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.